Hello everyone and welcome to the Traleado onboarding video for lead sellers. To start, go to the Traleado website and click Start Free. The first thing you want to do is choose what kind of role you want on the platform. This video is for lead sellers, so obviously I'm going to click that. Then choose to sign up with either an email or with your Gmail account. Once that's done, simply go to your email app of choice and verify your email. Once you've verified your account, you'll be met with the Set Up Your Organization profile screen. This is where you select your organization name, best contact number, and, if you want, upload a logo for your organization. Once you've gone through those steps, you're going to be met with this screen. This is your standard board screen. It's got a couple of example leads and a few example partners to play around with how that works. You're likely watching this video as you're going through the Traleado tour. If you're seeing this for the first time, then don't worry. There's a few tips and tricks as well as an extensive documentation library to assist. I highly recommend going through the Traleado tour as that's going to give you your best chances of succeeding on the platform. For now, we're going to go through the features of the workspace and how it works. Starting with the board. This is the first thing you see when you get to Traleado. You see 3 unassigned test leads. These leads are false leads that we give you so that you can experiment with the different features of Traleado, such as assigning to a partner or a team member. You're also able to see a lead and view its information on the lead card. Lead cards will be visible to you in a way that's not visible to anybody else. When you go to sell a lead, things like their name, email, and address will be hidden. Seeing this lead on the marketplace as a buyer will not show these details. This is a great way to view your leads before you send them off, to see how they're being presented, whether or not they have enough details, or if you feel as though they can be enhanced further. With the release of the new Traleado AI update, those details will be automatically enhanced as soon as our systems can get onto the lead. You can see a couple of different things on the lead card. First and foremost, the lead category shows what industry this lead is for. The item price is how much you want to sell the lead for. Assigning to a partner is assigning to a buyer on a private network. These are buyers you've got an established relationship with that you want to be able to send leads that no one else has access to. This is good for if you have a specific rate or an agreement between yourself and a subset of buyers that you don't want to give to anyone else. Assigning to a team member is for someone within your own organization. This can be a fellow marketer, a sales rep, or even a team of telesales agents looking to further qualify the lead. If we scroll down, you can see a few more tabs attached to the bottom of the lead. The first one is Details. This is where you'll see the details of the lead as captured by your lead form. The comments are for any comments by yourself, your team members, or the lead buyers who purchased the lead. This allows you to communicate about the lead and how it's going. History is for you to be able to see who has bought the lead and who has been able to move it in and out of each stage. This is predominantly for private networks. If you're selling leads on the marketplace, this will likely not be relevant to you. Notifications are if you've got something set up in your workflows where you need to get some feedback from either your lead buyer or the lead themselves, such as documentation, confirmations, or simply notice that they've received the service. Refund requests are for you to be able to see that a lead's been purchased but hasn't quite met the standard of the buyer. You'll be able to see any refund requests that are available to you and view the reason for the refund. Refunds are placed at the discretion of the lead seller, and you may choose whether or not that reason is good enough for you. Buyer feedback is specifically for buyers who have purchased leads from you or have seen your leads on the marketplace and want to give some feedback as to why they would or would not purchase this lead. Most of the features on the workspace board are built for private networks, designed for you to be able to assign, delegate, and distribute your leads to the right place with automation. You'll be able to see more information about that in our section about the forms. Next up is partners. These are your lead buyers. These are the buyers that you've got on your private network, not the ones you've interacted with on the marketplace. When you create a Traleado test account, you'll be able to see 3 test partners that you can assign leads to. You'll be able to use them as placeholders if you want to just play around with our systems and see how that works. Contacts are for the leads and the lead details. This is when you'll see any contacts or individuals you've generated a lead on. You'll be able to go back and see things like email, phone number, and address, as well as when the first contact was created. By clicking on a contact, you can see any and all relevant leads that were generated on this contact's name. This is good for things such as warranties, reoccurring leads, or subscriptions, especially if you have a service that requires constant maintenance. Forms are the most important part of your Traleado experience as a lead seller. We'll come back to those in a moment. Calendars are for if you're booking specific appointments for yourself, your team, or your lead buyers. If you're just selling leads, you're unlikely to use this. If you're booking appointments, this is a good way for you to tell who's available on what days for you to be able to set their appointments. Products and services are for you to be able to track any services that you provide that you would also be attaching with your lead. If you're a supplier of a material product and you're selling the leads to install that product, you want to keep track of that here. Map is where you see your team members, your buyers, and your leads. This is so you can keep track of everything and make sure that you have leads in the right areas and that anyone outside of their service area has access to the leads. Reports are your analytics software. This is so you can track how many leads go through your full sales funnel, how many resolve in a win, how many resolve in a loss, and how many don't get resolved at all. You're also able to see analytics for your partners. So if you want to see how they're performing and whether or not they can handle an additional workload, or if your resources are better allocated elsewhere, you'll be able to see that here. The next step is designing your form to capture your leads. If you have an existing form builder that you prefer, or if you're generating leads through Facebook, you can just use Traleado's form builder to act as a data map. And here we are, your first form. Now, if you're using Facebook to generate your leads, simply click this button below and follow the prompts. When you click that button, you'll be brought to the integrations stage of your Traleado settings. Here you can connect your Facebook, Twilio, or HubSpot CRM. You can also use Zapier for webhook and API access to thousands of other applications dependent on your needs. Heading back to the forms, you can see a couple of things here. First, the tabs. Form Builder is where you build the form in the first place. You can set custom fields, add different categories, and set your lead price. Down here you can find the form filter, which allows you to put your terms and conditions for that form. Please make sure that if you are using your own form or a form built by Traleado, you're letting the lead know that their information will be shared by third parties. Up at the top here, you have a few different options for matching and auto assign. Auto assign is very straightforward, where you just press this button here and turn it on. Setting up your assignment type allows you to offer it to different types of buyers, one at a time or multiple, be that first to accept or everyone. Scrolling down, you'll see auto assigned settings. This is for you to choose partner service area, minimum performance, and maximum capacity. Please keep in mind that all of these settings are only for lead buyers that you have in your private network. Matching is very similar, where this is how you choose what the priority is. Let's say, for example, you've got your leads to auto assign to 10 lead buyers and you want to make sure that the most suited one gets the lead. Well, you would set the service area, minimum performance, and maximum capacity. Minimum performance is so that you make sure that the leads go to the lead buyers that have been able to convert the most leads. Maximum capacity is based on how many leads that lead buyer has purchased and how many you want to let them buy in the future. Now, back to the form. You can preview the form here. By clicking this button, it'll bring the form up in a way that shows how the structure will be in Traleado. Clicking Embed Form copies the code to your clipboard and allows you to place it on your website. Clicking Share Link allows you to place that in another browser and shows you what the form will look like on your web page. For your form name, we recommend using the name of your campaign. This makes it easier to locate in case you want to make some edits. Lead direction is where your leads end up when they're generated. Workspace is your private network. This allows you to see the lead before they're sold and to interact with it before you distribute it amongst the buyers, be that your private buyers or your public ones. Marketplace is if you have no existing buyers and you just want that lead sold. It'll go straight to the marketplace, our AIs will qualify it, and then we'll find a buyer ready to buy that lead. Lead details are telling the form where this lead is supposed to go. Your category informs it what kind of buyers need to see it in order for it to be sold, and the lead price tells us where you want your base price to be. Please keep in mind when you set the lead price that that may not end up being the sticker price on the lead. When a lead is qualified, we increase its base price in accordance with our commission. For further information about how the commission works and our pricing structure, please check our pricing page. Form content. This is where you build the form. This is so that you can map the form fields from your existing forms in a way that Traleado understands. Adding custom fields allows you to put any kind of information you want. However, for most cases, text input will be more than enough. But for sensitive data like phone numbers, make sure to use the phone number input. Emails is the same. These fields will automatically redact the sensitive data so that your lead buyers won't see it before they purchase the lead. You can label your fields however you want. For example, a phone field can be anything from just phone to mobile or even just contact. As long as a lead has a mobile number, our systems will be able to contact and qualify the lead. Next, click Add Field. And it's as simple as that. Go through and add as many custom fields as you want that you believe are going to match the fields for your existing forms. If you need further help with building your forms or setting up your integrations, click the Schedule a Demo button in the top right corner or the Live Chat button in the bottom right corner. You're also likely to hear from me during the welcome calls if you have any questions. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me via our live chats or by scheduling a demo.